Yo, Philly fam, I'm back.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to another episode. Hi, I ain't had to say this in a long time on a Wednesday. I ain't had to say this in a long time. But welcome to episode of 4133, the podcast. Man. Listen, I know a million people gonna ask the same question, right? They're gonna come up here, they're gonna be like, Smitty, what DV? Why DV not here? Well, it's Wednesday, 7:30. I really can't answer that question. I really don't know the answer. I've contemplated. I've asked myself the same question a million times. But this moment, like uh, inside the nest is I ain't gonna say cancel, right? I ain't gonna never say cancel. It's paused though. I don't know how moving forward gonna go, but I got a plan for everything. You know what I mean? I'm here for the people. You know what I mean? I had a job, a service, a dedication, a commitment to the people of this podcast of YouTube of the Eagles community that I was gonna continue to put out good content no matter who I was with, or how I had to do it. Right? I've done it by myself before. I've sat on this, well, not this computer because I've traveled through some times of being a podcaster, so it wasn't this specific computer, but I did have a computer. I did have a mic. I did sit on these podcasts with one person watching. I sat on here for hours talking to myself, like you know what I mean. Like the dream was gonna commence, but the dream continues. The grind continues. The hunger to be one of the best Philadelphia Eagles sports content creators on YouTube continues. It didn't stop yesterday. It ain't gonna stop tomorrow. Uh, it ain't gonna stop soon either. But you know what I mean? Listen, prayers, um, prosperity, everything for that man. I want that man to have the utmost of whatever he's supposed to get out of life. You know what I mean? I ain't got no hard feelings, no ill will. Um, at the end of the day, we did this for 5 streams, the draft. Man, it's probably more than 104 episodes, but we here with it. Now, all that being said, somebody hit me up. A few weeks ago, asked me for a moment. I mean, said, "Hey, look, I need to say goodbye to a great. I need to. I just need the mic for just a moment." Now, I was scrolling on Twitter. I was like, "Dang!" And it just popped up across my phone. Saved it. I said, "This right here, really gonna hit the moment." So I'm gonna play the clip. I'm gonna bring my special guest up so she can say her goodbyes. We're gonna do a little 1-2. We're gonna have some eagle talk, and then before I leave, we'll probably do something. You know what I mean? I don't know. Let's see how this rock out though. But
I ain't really having fun out there. We still gonna have fun, but yeah, definitely as a player, I'm out for the year.
So leave my sweater on the board.
Bring him down the Brandon. Second and Brandon Brand.
So go back to our old place. It's probably locked up anyway. I bet it still looks
Seen Brady put my hand out, seen the ball, close my eyes, and
Close your eyes?
Yeah, if I know you right there,
Closing
I'm
your
just like
eyes.
this. I mean, it's just that quick look.
No, I don't know.
Philadelphia Eagles are Super Let the celebration begin.
Yes, I'm happy here.
High five, you say, man. What up? Let's go.
What's up, man? You know what I mean? Shout out to you. You know what I mean? You hit me up. You wanted to say goodbye. Even that video almost got me there. What?
Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. I literally teared up. What's
I'm
up?
being serious. You know, they got me. But I was like, dang, I watched the video before. I was like, oh, this is a good video. In the moment, I was just like, whoa.
Here's the thing, man. First of all, shout out to you having me on. Let me say my little couple words. I ain't got too much because I'm really not trying to cry on camera for real. Yeah, I love Brandon Graham like I love a family member, and that's weird to say about someone I've never met and only have spoken to via social media, but he's been in my life however long he's been an Eagle, and I always root for the underdog. I remember him coming in and it being rough for him, and first round pick, told you're a bust, special teams relegated player, not really making the moves he want to make, and he just stuck to it. And to end his career as the longest tenured Eagle with relatively no issues as far as controversies or nothing like that, it just seems like a really good guy. He just seems like a really good guy. You could just feel that. And man, I don't know. We've lost some great players before, from trade, retirement, this, that, and the third. I honestly don't know if there'll be a bigger hole in the collective Eagles consciousness or the team and how they operate. Like his intangibles, every guy who's talked about him, team on the team currently or previous, have all said the same thing. He is what we consider the standard of an Eagle. So yeah, to Brandon Graham, if he ever sees this, the best there was, the best there is, the best there ever will be. To me. And I hope he's happy in whatever else he does next. And you made me cry, man. So yeah.
All right. No, it's a sticky situation though. Like, I had a situation where I kind of like I said goodbye. You know what I mean? In a moment of peace, I was like, yeah, this the last run. And he came back for another run. I'm like, I thought it was gonna be the triplets. You know what I mean? I thought, okay, Kelsey, Cox, BG. You come back and it's like, all right. I was kind of like, all right, I'm gonna, you know what I mean? I can move on. I can let it go. You know what I mean? It ain't really like. The more I dwell on, I'm like, dang, who gonna talk shit on Sunday at the flip? Like who gonna be on the field like, having a celebratory moment? You know what I mean? Well, we remember it. It's getting to that point where we like our guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The ones we kind of like came up with. You know what I mean? We grew as an Eagle as they grew as Eagles. You know what I mean? They starting to lead again. It's that moment, like, you gotta kind of be like, dang, the dudes that's playing on my team now, younger than me.
Yeah.
Like when it was like the average age of the Philadelphia Eagles is like 26 and some change. I'm like,
You had to look around.
I ain't seen my 20s in a long time, dog. You telling me that? And it's just like, all right. Now I understand why like the emotions hit. Cause it's like the dudes I grew up with. You know what I mean? It ain't like death, right? But it's almost there. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you gotta take that emotion you have for that player, like the attachment to the player on Sunday, and you kind of got to bury it and find a new player that you kind of want to like. Okay, I'm an Eagle, but everybody got a player. Everybody got a guy that's like, hey, that's my dude. Like I go to war with him, like right or wrong. Like, obviously, quarterback out of the controversy of the situation because he's always the top guy. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
always get the shot. But it's always like the Brandon Grahams, the Milton Williams, the N'Kobe Deans for me. I mean, the Jordan Davises, the Keely Ringos. You got guys that the underdog. You said it best. I mean, it can't even be replicated to say any other way. The underdog of the team, the underbelly of the you know what I mean, of success. The guy
Yeah.
that labeled the bust. He can't do it. He ain't got it. With the guy you look on Twitter and when he's trending, it's more about him being off the team than on the team. Like
Hmm.
obviously Brandon Graham didn't have that moment of Twitter, but when we go back and really listen to what they said, he was supposed to be out there, gone, cut, finito. Somebody said, hold on, wait. Give me one more chance to see if I can see if he got it. One more run. That run led to March of this year. That was before the Super Bowl happened, the first one. Before 2017. You know what I mean? It was a moment of that.
Did
And
you see his interview on New Heights that came out today?
nah, I ain't watched it yet. I was I had a moment. I told you, like at first I thought I was cool. I was like,
Hmm.
uh, and then it's just kept like it ain't number one guy. Really, to be honest, from the nitty gritty of all of it, it's only one dude left.
Lane. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. The interview was good. It was long. It was an hour and a half or so. But of course, I watched every minute. I do anything Brandon's
You
on. Yeah, but what I took away from it was two things, really, from him. One was that there was a point during this difficult time for him, as far as when he first started with the Eagles, that after his initial contract was about to be up, and he asked for a trade. He was considering going somewhere else because he was like, the Philly media, the Philly fans, they're too hard on me. And I'm not making it happen the way that I thought it would. It's just not working out. And he said he was so glad that he stuck it out because he's like, this is the best fan base and the most loyal people that once you give your all and you try and you do it for them, they gonna always ride for you. So that was shocking because obviously players move and come and go, but for him to be the longest tenured Eagle and to know that, just reverse it all, that sack on Brady wouldn't have happened. So many things had to go just right. And then the second thing was, even though he retired and he had announced it before this season, he said that he really he was going into Howie's office during his exit interviews a couple weeks ago before he did the announcement, and he said that he was literally undecided, truly, and he was like, I could come back. I'll let God lead me when I go in this office, and however I feel, or if something pops in my head like, hey, this is the right decision, then God, you tell me what to do and I'll do it. And he said the first thing that Howie said to him was, you know, this was a storybook ending. I You don't need to come back. And he said at that point he just kind of let it go. But it hurt me for just a second because it was just like he was willing to come back. We could have got another year. That's selfish, he's older as far as a defensive player. Football is hard. I get it. But yeah, it's gonna be a while before I get over BG. Of course, I'm still an Eagles fan, 100%, always down. But he made it. He made the tough games worth watching for me. So
it's how you say it, like it's bittersweet, right? Because you're like,
yeah,
dang, he went out like the perfect moment. Like if you ever wanted to go out, like it's like win the championship. Like not even that, not even that. You announce you going on the final run. In the game of your final run year, you're having a game of your life. You're completely dominating the competition. You get an injury. You find out during the game you're out for the season. It's a you get obviously I played the video at the beginning. First day, man, the year is over. You know what I mean? Season ended. And then the run starts. Like every game, it felt like, even without something being said, the whispers got louder. Like, hey, it started out like it started out hypothetical, rhetorical. It was like, hey
Mm-hmm.
man, y'all think if we make the Super Bowl, Brandon Graham could play? People like, man, maybe, you know what I mean? Ray Lewis did it, you know what I mean? It's possible Brandon Graham got hurt. You know, he gonna fight to get back for the Eagles. It's like, but y'all gotta make it. And it's like, all right, we done won 5 in a row. Hey man, look, man. Hey man, y'all think if we make the number 1 seed and get the bye week, he might can make it. Then it was like playoff week 1. Boom, we won that game against the Packers, and it was no longer whispers of if Brandon Graham would continue to play. It was like, hey, if they make it to the Super Bowl, like BG playing, and he wouldn't say it, but that was the same. And then another game, another game, another game, and then we're sitting at the precipice of the NFC Championship, and it's like, if the Eagles win this game, Brandon Graham would have the greatest exit in NFL history.
Mm-hmm.
He will go out a Super Bowl champion, but not only will he go out, he will play in the final game for the Lombardi. And it was like, you sure? And we won. He was like, he was coy. You know what I mean? He played it
Yeah.
cool. He was just like, we're gonna see how it works. But you could see the excitement like a kid in a candy store on his face. Like that kid you took his tour all week. He been punished. He been sitting in the corner. He been weeping, and you come back and be like, boy, get this tablet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they good to go then.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
my god, but like, and then it's like it was like that moment. Like when they asked him, he was just like, "We gonna see, we gonna see." Like they really made it. Like me and my doctor's been talking about it. We've been discussing it. We've been having conversation. It's been put on the table a couple times that, hey, if the Eagles make it, we might get boost up this therapy and really get it done. And then it was just like, hey, when it happened, I was just like, and then he ended his last. Not only did he re-tear his pec, not only like did he re-tear his pec, he played through that. He ended it with a sack. Like
That's what I was gonna
last,
say. Not only did he play through it, he was impactful. He went out there and made plays that impacted the game, and
does
not
he
just
talk
you.
about re-tearing it in the
Yes,
Okay,
he does. I don't want to give away the whole interview
yeah,
because
yeah,
I
yeah.
truly think it was
That's
a
what I wanted.
very good interview. But and it gave a lot of insight. I mean, you already know he's engaging, his personality, he's a talker. But they covered so many things, and it felt like the hour and a half went by really quickly. It's also because I love him, so I'm sure that helped. But in general, it was a really good interview. It was good to hear Kelsey and how he feels about BG retiring and Lane being the only one left. Their thoughts on Fletch, which were interesting, and I definitely won't share that, but I definitely encourage everyone to listen because it does give some insight and kind of how I felt about Fletch. So yeah, he wasn't my favorite person. I mean, obviously I appreciated what he did on the field, and they didn't say anything derogatory, but you could just tell from how they were talking around him that they had some feelings about him. And yeah, it's just interesting. It's an interesting interview, so I encourage everybody to go watch it.
Yeah, man. Who's better, BG or the Hunter Cole? Uh, what? I'm gonna say that was trolling.
It must be. Who asked
That
that?
has to be. That's what Travis asked. He said,
Oh,
"Who's
okay.
better, BG or the Hunter Cole?" It has to be BG.
Like
But
undoubtedly, yeah.
in a moment, we have to now step away from that. Step away from that because Nick Sirianni gave us the keys. He said, "Hey, look, Super Bowl celebration. Uh, we only got one more. You know what I mean? And that's gonna be September 4th. That's the last day of really getting it in. You know what I mean? Like, because the grind for 2025, the goal has reset. Like, yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
ended in exclamation point fashion. Super Bowl champion! Exclamation point. There's a sentence that has to be written after that.
Mm.
There's paragraphs. There's still a book to continue, right? We in another chapter. This is the 25-26 season. As you can see in the header, it says the start of a new era. Because the last era was, to me, I did a video about it. You know what I mean? That was the goodbye. I mean, that was the, you write a book, you get to the end because the star character says goodbye. You know what I mean? He bows out. He comes out. They throw the flowers. You know what I mean? Standing ovation. Everybody's applauding. The trumpets are going off. He turns around. He walks out the door. But you still have a story to continue. The show must continue because we still have 17 Sundays this season to step out on the field and play.
Hopefully more.
Well, 17 guaranteed. I'm gonna say 17 guaranteed because obviously me bringing this up is back to back. You know what I mean? Everybody's speaking on it. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's hinting at what the Eagles have the capability of doing. History could be made, but he talking about Trent.
Trent Cole. Okay.
Still going with
I'm
Brandon.
still going with Brandon.
Trent maybe have been a better player. He may have done some better things in his time as an Eagle. The most iconic moment ever,
bar none,
ever in Eagles history,
bar none,
will never be erased from this book. Never be erased from the memory banks of anybody that's an Eagle fan. Brandon Graham, strip sack, Tom Brady, Super Bowl.
It changed
52.
all our lives. It changed all of our lives.
I went from Super Bowl chump to Super Bowl champ. Hello? Trent Cole didn't get me that.
All respect to Trent Cole though. Hell of a player.
Listen, it's a lot of people that I'll say all respects to, right? It's a lot of guys that I'll even give some flowers to. But at the end of the day, if your name I don't have to put champion on, I gotta just a little bit. I have to be fair because guess what? When we judge this thing, accomplishment is a part of it. Having one of them rings, it means things. At this point, I'm sorry, Travis. Trent Cole does not have a Super Bowl ring, and he does not have the most iconic moment as a Philadelphia Eagle in history. So Brandon Lee Graham,
put some respect.
Two-time Super Bowl champion, comeback player of the year. I ain't gonna do too much. We ain't gonna go into the Pro Bowls.
Walter Payton.
But I was going there. Hold on. I was gonna say we ain't going to the Pro Bowls, but Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Twice.
Finalist 4 times. If you really want to get into the nitty-gritty. Yeah, I mean they might have sold him this last year because they didn't want to just keep giving the Eagles all the awards. Brandon Graham, man, miss me with the bullshit. Yeah. McNabb. Yeah, McNabb threw. Yeah, exactly. You try. We ain't gonna even do that. You know what?
Nah. Because
I had a. No, JB. I had a moment where I was like, I was sitting in the room right here, this room. I was looking at. I was drinking on some yak. You know what I mean? I had me a little yak, little grown man, little cigar. I mean, look. You know what I mean? I was on. You know what I mean?
You was on your vibe stuff. Okay.
Had me a little on ice. You know what I mean? I was just. And then I looked at the wall. I said, you know what? I come to the recollection that I have to put respect on McNabb, right? I have to have that moment of like, he had his moment, right? Look, this the respect I put on him. He had his moment. He failed in that moment. So now I can move forward because guess what? He had a moment. He failed in the moment, but he showed you what effort and persistence get you when you get See, like Donovan McNabb said he'll do whatever for this city, right? He said he'll do whatever. He said it before, right? Then when you choked in the Super Bowl, you showed you wasn't willing to do whatever it took. You didn't blood, sweat, and tears to get you back. I listened to Jalen Hurts, and it really hurt my heart, bro, because I listened to this man say, bro, that Super Bowl loss changed me.
Mm-hmm.
And I said it like after the Super Bowl, I was like, man, Jalen don't be smiling. Jalen don't be happy. Jalen don't dance. Jalen just all football. When I heard him say it, I was like, and that's why. He had a moment where he had put something on paper where he said, hey, I'll do whatever it takes for this city to win. Whatever. And he lost. And then he said, I'll do whatever it takes to get back. He didn't say it out loud, but inside of him, he said, I'm gonna do whatever because it was my fault we lost. I was the reason we lost. If I don't fumble, we win. If I don't make this move, we win. If I don't incomplete pass, we win. If I don't give Patrick Mahomes the ball back and he go down and we win.
Mm-hmm.
Then 2023 happens, and it's like, see, Jalen, see, we told you wasn't it. And then he said, "Hope." It changed me enough to know if I put all of it in, and I keep playing the way I'm playing, I'm gonna be just like McNabb. I'm gonna be hated by Philly because I ain't stand up to what was supposed to be done. And he put his big boy shoes on. Yeah. You can say whatever. We got Saquon in. Yeah, whatever. AJ Brown in. We brought in some defensive pieces, whatever. But at the end of the day, he put his big boy shoes on and said, whatever it takes to get this championship, I'll do whatever. You say he got to get 2,000 yards, and I got to suffer as a quarterback. I got to listen to them kill me for 2,900 yards. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You say you want to ban the tush push because it got me a Super Bowl because supposedly nobody else is good at it, but multiple of the teams that's the forefront of pushing it was running in the playoffs until they got stopped doing it. You telling me those the guys that are cool? Jalen is at the point now where he like, listen, Super Bowl champion has been achieved. I need more. Like people got mad. See, sis, this is what made me mad, right? People got mad at AJ Brown because he wrote a post about it. But low key, watch the actions of the other two guys that surrounded that triplet with him.
Mm-hmm.
Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts. Guess what?
They all have the same sentiments.
All we see right now that they post is work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they showed their vacation. You know what I mean? They showed hanging out with family time. Yeah, two weeks, and then everything you see since then is straight locked in, focus,
Yeah,
tunnel vision. You know why? Because when you love the craft, when you love what you do, when you really mean those words you put on paper, you really gonna show that you mean it. Like to me, Jalen Hurts showed me everything I need in the quarterback. Willing to get it done in the moment when the biggest lights turn on, when the lights is brighter than this bright light in my face right now that I use the podcast, when it's almost blinded, when the surrounding sounds is almost deafening, he tunes all of it out. My time.
it's a piece of his personality that used to drive me crazy, but I've come to appreciate it. And I'm not gonna lie and say that winning the Super Bowl, winning cures everything, because his demeanor in 2023 did bother me a little bit. I was wanting him to be more boisterous or show more emotion or speak up more, especially during that skid. Maybe he did internally, I don't know. But anyway, that's neither
But
here nor
JB,
there.
that's what I was talking about. He basically said on the sideline, he said it changed me. That explained his
That's what I was gonna
passiveness.
say. Yeah.
His dang, did I
Yeah.
cost my team a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Did I choke? Hold on. And then think about it, the first thing people said. They didn't even jump into the NFL off the rip, JB. The first thing they said was, see what happened when he was at Alabama? He's just the guy that can't get it done.
and he's won everywhere he's gone. I think I said that after that season I was on the pod with you guys, and I said, he's gonna give us a Super Bowl. There was no doubt in my mind. Now, did I think it would be a year after that collapse? No. Am I eternally grateful? Yes. And I do think he has another one in him for us for sure before it's all said and done. Hopefully a couple more, but I'm not gonna be too greedy. At least one more. But what I wanted to touch on real quick was the McNabb piece. I don't have a complicated relationship or feelings towards McNabb. I never cared for him, even while he was playing for us. I appreciated the effort that he made and the things that he did do. But he just always came across as selfish to me, and nothing displayed that more than when, of course, T.O. was there and that whole thing, and then the drinking and just the things you hear about. And yeah, I just want to echo your point. Some people are about that action. Some people will walk it like they talk it, and Jalen did that. And then some people are perhaps like a McNabb. You'll say it, but when it's time to do it, when you really put your pride aside, when you really say, hey, this man right here is the best wide receiver in the NFL. He is playing on a broken leg, and he is killing. Let me cut all this out so that I can do what needs to be done so we can all be elevated to where we need to be and what we really truly are. He wasn't willing to do that. And so, yeah, I don't even count him as one of the good
When
ones.
you found out the issue is like somebody just being like, "Hey, bro, just you see how you just got old boy paid, you got Brian Westbrook paid. I mean, just go to the front office and
Yeah.
put in a good word for me. I'm out here doing it with you. I came
Mm-hmm.
over here to play with you. Look out for me." And when he said basically like he ain't say no to his face, like he was just like, "Oh, T.O., I ain't doing that." But T.O. can read between the lines, like, "Hey, he went up, he ain't talked to old boy yet. Hey, hey, he ain't talked to old boy yet. They ain't said nothing to me, so he. Hey, man, now you had hollered at the folks for me. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get around to it. Oh, bro, it's weak. It's weak. All right, now I'm out with injury. Now you know how injury do. I mean,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
almost like a moment of depression. Now you're back
Mm-hmm.
against the wall. Dang, he ain't gonna holler at people, and I came out there, I put everything online and gave my leg up.
Best wide receiver he's ever played with. I don't care, college or otherwise.
Talk.
I don't care. So, yeah, McNabb was never a favorite of mine. I do appreciate his services, taking us to the Super Bowl and the multiple NFC championship game, all the good things he's done. I was definitely proud of being an Eagles fan, but he's just never my cup of tea. So,
And when I say I got a complicated, it's almost like I'm an Eagle fan, right? So when I say complicated, I'm an Eagle fan, but I hate this man like he played for the Cowboys.
okay, all right. I was trying to be cool, but I was like, man,
It's not and it's like, how can I hate somebody so much? Play for my team. It's like hating like this high school you go to. You hate them in a sport or something, like you just I can't stand when I see them on TV. That's how I felt Sunday in and Sunday out.
you know how
And then
people
when he
say,
lost the Super Bowl, it was just almost like I told you he was a bum.
you know how people say all your skin folk ain't your kin folk. I mean, not in that exact alliteration, but pretty much
Yeah.
how I feel about him. Like, yeah, you an Eagle, you are a quarterback. I rock with you for that fact. But if I ever saw you somewhere, would I be like, yo, it's Donovan McNabb? Oh my God. No, not at all.
No, I'm not speaking.
No.
No, matter of fact, I might give you energy like I give the podcast. I might be like, bro, you blew it for me. You remember? Okay, do you remember? I know. This guy is kind of on some like infamous type. Brett Favre. He had a
Ah,
moment
yeah.
recently, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
he seen a fan, and the fan was upset. The
Yeah.
fan wasn't there to greet him, be friendly, or nothing. He was like, "You really broke my
Yeah,
heart."
you broke my heart.
Like, how did you give that sack up? Like, what?
He was down bad, bro. Okay, yeah. Anyway.
That would be my moment with McNabb. Like, bro, like, after everything I talked about you, like, all the trash, all the moments I was like, you was a bum. You had one moment for me to be like, all right, he did that.
You
He
got
did.
it.
I
Mm-hmm.
and you blew Wow. Listen. You could have listen. In all seriousness, there was a lot of moments in that game where I was like, all right, you know what I mean? We got this. All right, all right. He gonna get over that sensitive moment with T.O. and we just gonna play football. When that play, every time I see it, I never look over to the left. I know he's throwing it left. I know this for a fact. I know he's throwing it into the
You
triple
can't
coverage to
look.
the left.
You can't look.
And I look at T.O. running up the sideline like
Sideline.
this.
Wide open.
And I'm like, you really was not only drunk, you was sensitive. You want to know some real shit, JB? You
What
know
up?
why he ain't throw that ball to T.O.?
What?
Because if T.O. catch that and score a touchdown,
It's so
T.O. is the man in
talk about
Philadelphia.
it. Talk about it. That's what
He
I mean.
takes Campbell chunky belly soup job. Not as a quarterback, but as the face of the Eagles. Because not only would he be Super Bowl MVP, he would have been Super Bowl MVP on one leg.
Do you know the stories that would be told?
Like,
And McNabb would be a footnote, and he just couldn't abide that. His now you're getting me riled up. His ego and his pride cost
me a chip.
us a chip. And I will never get over it. And also, I just want to say as an addendum, and you can continue with whatever you were saying, his relationship with Andy and how he used that to manipulate. Now, I do understand that a relationship with a quarterback and a head coach a lot of times has to be close, has to be simpatico. They have to be on the same page. So I understand a close relationship. What I don't appreciate especially is when you use that and you manipulate it and you use it to your advantage to hurt another teammate or other teammates, and also in advance of making us worse. That's what Donovan did. And I just will never forgive that under any circumstances. That's not my type of people. And if I don't rock with you, I just don't rock with you. And he's not my type of people. That's okay.
It is okay. You know why?
Because we got them things. We got our licks back.
It should be 3.
It should be 3.
You remember Jalen Hurts getting on there and said it should be 2.
It actually should be 4. if we being real honest. But yeah. Because that slide at the end of that season, man. I still need some people to answer for that. But it's okay. It's okay. It's all good.
At least we Eagle fans and not Dallas fans.
Hey, listen, it could be worse. Jerry could be our owner. GM. Thank God for Howie Rowe. Can we talk about that real quick?
That's where I was going, anyways.
Okay, perfect. I'm sorry. Let me let you do your thing. Let me let you sit back.
Nah, because I made a post this morning. You know what I mean? I just said we get labeled super team because we drafted and developed well. I made a show 2 years ago. It didn't really make much circulation, but the show was called Howie is Creating Natural Chemistry. And I went into a situation where I was kind of breaking down the team. I was like, Grant Calcaterra played with Jalen. Devontae Smith played with Jalen. Landon Dickerson played with Jalen and was supposed to be his starting center the year he played backup. AJ Brown, best friends with Jalen. At the time, you had brought in Swift, who was a big fan of what Jalen and those guys were doing. This was at the beginning of the 23 season. You know what I mean? And then I went to the defense. Kobe Dean played with a slew of those guys, right? Keely Ringo. This is before Quinyon Mitchell. This is before Cooper DeJean. This is before that, right? This is before we get Azeez Ojulari. You know what I mean? This is Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Keely Ringo. Those guys, they've all played together. They've all, and not only have they played together, what I was kind of capitalizing on that how he was doing to the utmost was taking the two leaders. Shakira, I miss you, sis. What's happening? I was taking the two leaders, and people will be like, "Well, Smitty, you a stan of N'Kobe or whatever," and I'm like, "Okay, cool, whatever you want to say." But what I was saying was they took N'Kobe in a leadership role, took Jalen in a leadership role, and brought in guys that's willing to follow them, no matter
Mm.
how it's going, no matter how the storm is occurring, and how we did that without people even noticing. People just like, oh, he getting a lot of Georgia players. Oh, he's starting to get big name schools. But if you really look at it, you really look at what he put together. These are guys that follow that, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to nephew, man. Hope he all right, man. Hope he doing good, man. Hope you blessed, highly favored, man. You know what I mean?
Amen.
All with it.
Yeah.
But he was putting together like the pieces, like and like I said, the show didn't get a lot of views, but look where we're at now.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're in a situation where they're saying like we might bring in this guy, that guy. Look, oh, let's bring in Malachi Starks, who was a rookie on that team the year that they you know what I mean, that he was recruited. Who he said his recruiter was? Did anybody watch the interview? Who was his guide?
Wasn't it shoot,
N'Kobe.
N'Kobe? That's who it was. I always get him and Nolan. I don't know for whatever reason switched
Think
up. It was
about that.
N'Kobe. Yeah.
Now, obviously, I don't think Malachi Star falls to 32. Let's say
Oh
he
no.
does. Let's say he does fall to 20. Howie Roseman
Howie
says,
will move. Yeah.
Howie says, hey, look, I think I got enough capital to move to 20. And I
Mm-hmm.
know if I get that guy and put him under the leadership, under the tutelage of his previous leader, his big homie, you know what I mean? However y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all want to say it, N'Kobe. I'm gonna get the same production I got out of Jalen Carter. I'm gonna get the same production I got out of Nolan Smith. I'm gonna get the same drive because you know what? When a guy that you worked with before, he say, "Oh, that ain't you, bro." You know what I mean? I done seen you play. Come on, man. You playing like cheeks. What is this? You giving me half
Mm-hmm.
effort? Come
Mm-hmm.
on, man. I'm gonna need more.
It's like starting from level 5 versus level 1 because you've already built a rapport. You already know what to look for. They know you. You know them. And even if you don't know all the guys, obviously, hey, I know these 3 guys or this guy, and he can circle me into this and what this means, or loop me into this group and help break things down. It's genius what he's done. But what I more so want to say about Howie is not only is it genius of getting players who've played together before, know each other, but it's also genius, which I don't know why more the league doesn't do this. Just pay your best guys early. Set the market early. Because if you're on the early end of setting the market,
That's how we, but not how we do.
well,
Because
okay.
now we got to go into that second layer of Jeff Lurie
Okay.
saying,
Jeff, yeah.
"Here go the bank account. Do what you
Yeah.
need to do, Howie."
Yeah. Because Mr. Lurie, he just said, did you see that quote he just had like in press like yesterday or the day before? He was just like, it is what it is with our money. I already know we're gonna be over. I'm willing to pay for it for another Super Bowl. That's
Right.
what I need to hear from my owner. But you're absolutely right.
When I
It's
look,
Mr.
see,
Lurie.
when
Yeah.
I look at contracts, I'm like I was just having a conversation with T about T Higgins. This man signed no money. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it sound good. Yeah, it say 100 and whatever million.
You
Yeah, it
gotta
say
look at the
he.
paperwork. Yep.
And I started looking at the contract. I'm like, so he got 116 million, 40 million guaranteed, 30 million that signing. That don't sound like long term. Hold on, let me see Jamar Chase. Mm, That sound it's like that. Like then I look, okay, Devontae Smith. Money ain't as expensive as T Higgins, but he's guaranteed more money than T.
Mm-hmm.
He has a smaller contract, significantly smaller mass, mass amount, gross amount, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? His gross off the contract significantly lower. the money he's guaranteed to make off the contract is significantly higher.
It's genius.
But it's because
You froze up a little bit there, friend. It's because what?
it's because that I have Super Bowls. Jeff
Yeah.
said, "Look, Howie, you're the greatest GM I've met. Go do what you gotta do. Here's the checkbook. I'm gonna sign my name at the bottom. You fill them out." And Howie has been distributing money, draft picks, capital, trading, whatever you want to say he's doing. He is maneuvering at a manner that I didn't think he could 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I thought after the 52, I was like, man, Howie been on some like, what are he doing?
Mm-hmm.
He paid Alshon Jeffrey a big contract after that season. He paid, he paid a couple linemen that we still just, hey, what's going on? Why we paying all these 30 plus dudes, man, to stay? I don't know what smelling salt he found. I don't know what he ate. I don't know what brought his third eye open. He said, hey, if you don't get it right, I'm finna get fired.
No, that's what it was. He literally said, I don't want to go back. You remember they had him in the basement, wherever they had him a few years ago, like when he messed up real bad, they had him back in the back. And he said,
No. So I found out something really interesting.
What?
Really interesting. So yes, Jeff Lurie did give Chip Kelly power, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the job title he gave Howie Roseman, even though he sent him to go work in another department, the job title he gave Howie Roseman, the only way you could pretty much poach him from the Eagles was to make him your CFO, CEO, your president, something of that nature. He couldn't even go as a GM because his actual title was higher than a GM. So Jeff didn't say I'm firing you. He said go get better.
Yeah, but I mean that's still being sent back. Still being like, hey. So he got.
But he wasn't the G. But people he wasn't a GM before that.
No, he wasn't. But he
was the head of
personnel,
player personnel.
Yeah, player personnel.
So he didn't really get sent to the basement.
I mean, but then
he got passed up because I think
it's semantics.
You remember when
because it was known that was supposed to be his position. And
but do you remember a few years ago we before we hired Nick Sirianni, we interviewed Kellen Moore.
Yes.
And we're just like, we don't think like your experience at this moment justifies you having that role. Mm-hmm. Like we need you to kind of, and I think he went through a couple of years of kind of going through it. I think what happened was it wasn't like multiple seasons of Howie Roseman, but I think Howie Roseman, when he was down there, he just realized all the wrongs of what Chip kind of did. It was like, if I can kind of right some of those wrongs and my predecessors' wrongs, because our GM before Howie, before Chip, didn't like to pay people. Which, if you think about Andy Reid, tell me the top receiver Andy Reid had outside of Deshaun Jackson.
You're right.
Like, he didn't like to pay people. So Howie said, okay, look, how do I keep the players happy, the fans happy, my job, and Jeff? Okay, I got to pay him early. I got to get wins. But I got to draft well. He didn't start off well with the drafting. Like, really look at his draft. Like, I really looked at it. He just got
good about 3 years ago. Yeah.
Oh, he had some hits and misses. Like,
everybody does. I'm talking about
like solid.
Yeah.
First round, 7th round. You almost could say, hey, look, 5 out of 7 draft picks impact every year.
Mm-hmm.
Because I looked at the 2020 draft.
Was that the one where we got what was the wide receiver we took that year?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure that was the bad times. Yes, okay.
Yeah. I looked at that draft and I was just like, not one person on this like nobody's on the team. And then it was one. I think the year after that, it was like one person off that whole draft was on the team, and then the following, I think 2020, then the draft with Jalen Hurts. Like two people off that draft were still on the team at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Cause that's yeah. That's how it went. It was like two people. It was like 0, 1, 2, and then you get to like the Jordan Davis draft. Like majority of the people in that draft is on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get to the Jalen Carter draft. Most of those people on the team. Then you can't really anything after that. You know they still on the team. They're rookies. I'm just like, and then everybody's like, oh, he's only hitting because he's swinging at the big names. I'm like, really thinking about draft analysis. Howie Roseman really cooked some shit, right? Because like, what was people saying about Nolan Smith before the draft? Does anybody remember him?
Not nothing. He's too small.
Shouldn't be a first round pick, right? That was what they said, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Jalen Carter was problematic, trouble.
Troubled. Mm-hmm.
Took a chance on him.
That's how we got him in the first place. He shouldn't have failed. He should have been number 1 that draft, honestly.
Matter of fact, fast forward. Quinyon Mitchell before senior day. Do anybody know? Nah. They said he played at Toledo.
Toledo.
Wasn't enough big names. His play on film looked good, but it wasn't against good talent. So and then the one time this the funny thing, JB. This what kind of killed me. The one time he played Ohio State, Marvin Harrison got hurt, not Quinyon, and they're like, oh, he only got one game against top talent, but it wasn't even 4 quarters, But Marvin Harrison had one touchdown in the moments he did play, and he had to switch sides to go get it. Then they said Cooper DeJean, obviously first one, because every time I bring him up, they're like, just say he's white. Okay, well obviously they said he was white and he was a DB and he went to Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, no way. And then we looking at a draft where like his first 6 picks in the last 3 years are dominating. Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Jordan Davis. I mean, we ain't gonna even sleep on what Jordan Davis is really doing. Cam Jurgens, Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell.
And I would even probably throw in there, honestly, Nakobe, because
I'm just saying this. I ain't even went that far yet. I'm
yeah,
gonna say the first 6 right now. We gonna get into that because we still got a whole slew of guys that's 3rd, 4th, 5th round. Jalen Hunt. We still got to dig into that.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy y'all just paid $100 million, Milton Williams.
Yeah.
We got to dig a little bit for that though. You know what I mean? So I'm just touching the surface right now and giving them 6 guys he drafted because the 6 guys before that, guess where they at?
Home. Listen, the thing is, I already know the answer. The thing is how we did an interview with New Heights, and I remember him saying, I keep joking that they sent him to the gulag, but that's how he intimated it. That's how he felt. He said, it felt like I was demoted. It felt so. You're right. Like officially, his title, how Mr. Lurie feels about him, how he sees himself in the job and the title that he had. All that is accurate, but he did feel like we felt, which was like, hey, you were at the forefront. You were the guy in line. You were getting ready to take over this position. You were getting ready to be the guy, the GM. And then, things went off the rails and Mr. Lurie said, hey, pack up your 1s and 2s. And he said that is his constant motivating factor. Like, I don't want to be relegated back to
the second guy.
Yeah.
Not the first guy, the second guy.
Yeah, basically. So, hey, I appreciate what he's doing. I am going to need him. I'm not trying to jump subjects. I don't know what you have on the queue, but I just want to say this real quick before we continue with your thoughts. I do need him to make a decision on Dallas Goedert and like, I need that to happen soon.
Well, that decision is privy on a lot of things, though. I don't think that decision runs into we just gonna get rid of him. Obviously, you wanna plan.
Yeah.
And if you look at his previous opportunities to move on from guys he respected, he didn't just dump them. He made sure he had a guy in place, and then he kind of went in a situation like, "Hey, where can I send you? Where would you? Where can I send you? That this obviously Philly is where you want to be. You know what I mean? Even Zach, you know what I mean? He didn't want to leave, but he was
Nah.
like, okay, look. Basically, when he stepped in the door, it's like, look, I can't keep you here, but I'm willing to I have enough respect, and I'm willing to work together to get you where you want to go.
Yeah, kind of how you handled CJ
Yeah,
this off. Yeah, yeah, I get it, but it's just like it's granted. I just need, I'm one of those people that I'm a huge planner, and I'm very strategic. I plan out my day. I make sure I'm on time or early. Like I'm just one of those people, right? And so with that, I know that's not how this works. I understand the schematics, but it's just like an open tab in my brain. Like what's gonna happen with our tight end position? Is Grant the
yeah.
guy? Is it gonna be someone
I
else?
wish you knew many years Zach was leaving. I had said the same stuff I'm saying now about Dallas. I was like, man, it's kind of over with for Zach. I'm like, what you mean, man? We ain't got no backup tight end. I'm like, we're gonna drop the tight end in the first 3 rounds. It's gonna be Zach replacement. And what we do, we trade our first round pick to the Ravens to move up in the second to draft Dallas.
And that still hurts me. Like still today, years later, seeing Zach play for Arizona, seeing him play for Washington, still breaks my heart a little bit every time.
I was numb because my favorite player of all time played for another team, and I'll never forget that.
Who? Reggie?
Mm.
Who?
Dawkins.
Oh yeah, I forget all about. I blacked that out.
That
Yeah,
same GM I told you didn't pay people for Howie.
no, I blocked that out. I can't
He
do
didn't pay.
Dawkins. No, I don't even consider. I don't even count that. He's an
I
Eagle, and
have
that's it.
to. He's my
No,
favorite player of all time. Like ever in any team, any position. Like when I talk about like who I love the most, it was Dawkins, bro. Up until that point, and it really broke my moment of him. Like because it was like the Kobe. Like it wasn't that like Kobe wasn't done yet, but it was like how it felt when Kobe was like, I'm stepping away from the game. I know for sure he's going down as a Laker,
you know,
5-time champion.
you know
And
how Kobe almost became a what was it a
couple
Dallas
teams.
yeah, Dallas Maverick. So he
Yeah.
almost became something a couple times. My point is, I could never when I picture Kobe, I picture him in a 24 or
What's
8
up, Nina?
jersey. I can never picture Doc in anything other than his Eagle. I can't if physically my mind cannot go
That
there to
shit
see
hurt.
him in another jersey,
Yeah,
bro. I
that
can't.
shit that
That's
shit
B
give me
Dog.
like
What do you mean? He's an
twitches.
Eagle. Yeah.
That shit
No.
gave me twitches because
Nah.
like when I looked up, I said I seen it. It said Brian Dawkins had signed with the Denver Broncos.
Denver Broncos.
What? So I'm like confused. I'm like, there's no way. Like what? He playing for who? And
And
then
he even
when
said
the
on his
schedule dropped
NFL,
though,
he even said that Brian Doc, he even said on his what did that show on NFL Network where they the life of the players or whatever that show is. He even said then he was just like, man, he was like, it was a good decision. It was a decision I had to make, but it was the worst decision I ever made. Like he was like, I'm an Eagle, and that's just period. He's like, when he came back, he shed tears when he played us. Like, yeah, you know what it is. I'd just be like if Brandon went to another team. Like if somebody said, hey Brandon, I think you could still do it. Come on. It would break my heart. It would shatter me. So I get it.
it was just like a moment of like well, I ain't gonna lie, I was like upset at not only Brian, but I was upset at like the Eagles, like the GM, like who couldn't pay Brian? Who let Brian go play for like Denver? Like what's going on? And then I seen the schedule drop. I was like, oh, we play Denver. And the emotions I had at that moment was almost like something I never want to experience again as a man. Because like I
Not
almost
as a
wanted
man.
like
Dang, that's deep. Not as a man.
yeah, ever again as a man. Because I looked at it from two perspectives at that point. Like I love Brian Dawkins, I love the Eagles, and it was almost like I didn't know whether I wanted to break his neck as an Eagle fan, or if I wanted him to come out and like really hurt somebody as my favorite
As
player.
your favorite player, yeah.
And it's like at that moment I was like, it's Eagles over everything. And that's kind of how like he's still my favorite player. Like, let's not get it twisted. But where he was at that point, I think at that point, I don't think anybody could have surpassed what he was as far as like athlete over all sports.
Mm-hmm.
I think that year, no bullshit. That year, I felt I really became more of a Kobe player than I was a Brian Dawkins player. Before that, it was all B Dog. Like my
That's
room was
crazy.
B Dog, big poster, like I was beat up. Listen, I played safety and wore. I couldn't wear 20 because the dude on my team had 20. I wore 19 because 21 was took. Because I said I wanted to be Brian Dawkins and I needed to earn my 1 point.
That's real. Hey, that's real. Oh yeah, you a real deal fan. Oh yeah.
I was diehard,
Yeah.
and when he went and put that blue and orange on, I was just
Broke your
like,
heart,
nah,
man. Yeah.
nah.
I'm sorry I keep looking away. I'm watching
Are you good?
The Lakers game, and Lakers are in Dallas, and it's Luka's first time back, and he's crying. They keep showing him crying with the thank you video
I didn't like what they did to him though.
to
Like,
Luka.
yeah, that commercial that Dallas put out where they had the Gatorade. He had the Gatorade on.
I didn't
That
see that
said
one.
Trader.
I didn't see it.
Oh man, I gotta send it to you. He's sitting on the bench. He got his head down, and the Gatorade towel, it says Trader, like it's put together across his like on two sides of the towel.
Oh wow,
I was like, that's crazy.
that's aggressive.
It's
Well,
like he didn't ask for a trade. You guys traded him.
well, they felt like he did because he wouldn't stop drinking and eating. But I feel you. I get your point.
I mean, yeah, and hookah and
And all the things, yeah.
Well, I mean, listen, what's the name that ain't making a big deal out of your boy smoking cigarettes in the off season?
Who?
Let that man live. Jokic.
Well, the thing about the difference, I'm not making an excuse. I think you're
Oh,
right.
never mind. He got that. He got that. He got that thing.
That's what I was about to say.
He got that thing.
It don't mean a thing
He
if
got
you
that
ain't got that
thing.
ring.
Yeah, you're right.
It also didn't help because I'm a Celtics fan. You know that because we both were opposite ends on that. You're a Fakers fan. It didn't help that in that finals he was basically a cone out there, and we was just running drills around him on defense. He did not have no. I mean, he got cooked. Jaylen Brown won MVP off the strength. I'm telling you, I watched every minute of every game in that series. Luka was pretty much a cone out there. So yeah, it didn't help that you're not helping on defense, and then you on offense doing your thing for sure. He was cooking, but hey.
Nah, situation for sure. But I sent it to you though.
Okay, I'm gonna look at it.
Yeah, so yeah, until that old nigga
Oh,
retire.
yo. Oh, what up, DV?
What it is, brother? You know what I mean?
What up, man? What up, man?
Yeah, man, what's good with you? How you doing, brother? You know what I mean? Hey, but listen, until that old nigga retired, you can't call me nothing. I ain't got no basketball team.
What's your problem with him, man? Let's speak
I can't
on
do
it.
it, bro.
Let's air the grievances right now. What's the problem with
I done aired this
man?
grievance by 272,000.
I am new to it, so give me the Reader's Digest version. What's your problem?
I'm a Jordan.
Okay, that's all you gotta say.
Hold on. I'm a Jordan. I'm a Kobe. I'm even a Dame fan.
I love Dame.
Obviously, Dame obviously got moved here recently, but I'm a loyalist. When it come down to like really being loyal to the soil, okay, cool. But like I don't like, to me, a guy that has to tell me he's great, a guy that has to tell me how good he is, a guy that has to gloat about it, a guy that has to pretty much put it on his chest and kind of like push it out and tell me how he feels. It's almost like, why? Like I never heard. Listen, I watched. I ain't gonna say I watched all of Jordan, right? But I watched every game of Kobe Bryant. I never heard him say I'm the greatest of all time. Never heard him say I'm the GOAT. I never heard him say I'm leaving to go. Like, you know how easy it could have been for Kobe to go be with a
Anybody.
thousand dudes and really put together championships and really run this thing down. Do you know what Kobe would have did if he would have got the two best superstars in his era? Like, what would have happened if like he would have got with like two of the great superstars and they would have won multiple championships? Like, I don't respect it. Like, his way of being a champion, his way of being the greatest, isn't how my OG painted it for me. It wasn't how like, the Kobe's, the MJ's, like I used to, like, I just don't like that I need to pair up with the best dude in my era to get championships. Like Kobe had championships with Paul Gasol. Like, obviously he couldn't help Shaq being on the team. You know what I mean? He got traded to that team as a draft pick. Shaq has already gotten signed. You really can't help that, right? It's what he was, 18, 19 years old.
Yeah, 18.
LeBron made a conscious decision. And now that you hear more of the story, it's like you made a conscious decision years before we knew you made that conscious decision. You had talks with Bosch. You had talks with D Wade that, hey, when our contracts come up in 2 years, man, we should do something. So when people tell me the argument is, oh, they didn't give LeBron help, he had already said, I don't give a damn if they give me help. We having a conversation. That's like right now, JB. I'm talking to, let's say Nike, but I'm with Adidas. I tell Nike, like, hey, look, my contract with Adidas up in 2 years. We're going to drop some shoes. But then Adidas get all the heat for not bringing me a better shoe. Oh, it wasn't about the shoe. It didn't matter what you did to improve what was going on. You had already submitted. You had already committed. You had already kind of have put it in stone. Like, hey, look, when this is up, we're going to pair up. We're going to do this thing. We're going to make it happen. And then it wasn't even successful, to be honest. You sat there and said, not one, not two, not four, not
that famous,
You didn't. Okay, you didn't do that. And then not only did you not, your first opportunity to get that ring, however you want to say it, the ring, championship. Didn't the team that you had in the chokehold come back and win?
They did.
And then there was an opportunity where you could have showed up, good man, good brother. You could have put your shirt your shirt button up to your neck. You could have put your bow tie on. You could have scored more than 8 points. And then at the press conference, you didn't want to talk. You had like a kid. You was a grown man. You was 9 years in the league. You know how to be a professional. It's a lot. Like, that's why I said, you really want me to like lay it down? We just like we finna start like getting into like, I can't respect your argument for being a GOAT, your argument for being the greatest champion of all time, your argument for being the greatest player of all time. Yes, you have the accolades. Yes, you have the longevity. Yes, you have done something that no one else has done and played 50,000 years in the league. But good brother, you did it in the most unconventional way possible to me. And I just don't like it that way. Like,
all right, I got you.
But JB, it's basketball terms. Cause like, if it was football terms and he had went to a team and was like, look, out of 22 people, 3 of these niggas my homeboy, and we gonna try to get a championship, and it worked out, I'd have been like, oh, okay, well, it's a little different. You know what I mean? It's 22 guys. on a basketball team, 3 guys is out of the what 30% of the roster,
Yeah, roughly 25%. Yeah.
25-30% of the roster. Like okay, now we're in a situation where I'm like, all right, I just can't. Like all my players that I love got that shit out the mud, and I don't like how he got it. That's just me.
I'll just say this: I have a complicated relationship as far as how I feel about LeBron. I do think Iron Man wise, he is the greatest we've ever seen. We haven't seen anybody like him last this long, do as many points, all the things he's gotten. My issue with him, on top of the things you mentioned, is also that he loves to play dumb sometimes. Like he does things intentionally and then hides his hands or pretends like, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen that way. I didn't know people were going to feel that way. Yes, you did. Yes,
Like
you
Luka
did.
trade.
You have your hands in things, and I would respect it more if he said, yeah, I am the GM, or I did have a hand in X, Y, and Z. I would rather hear that instead of you lying to us. We can all see what's happening. Why would you be on a podcast with
Didn't
a
he
dude?
say
You on a podcast? Hold
maybe
on, hold on. I'll let you go. But you on a
hold on, but didn't he
podcast with a
say though?
dude.
Did he say? I'm just asking a question. Did he say he didn't know about the Luka trade though? Didn't he say that?
He did say that. And he also said, not only did he say he didn't know about the Luka trade, he also said he had no input in it whatsoever, which we all know is a lie. Because Rob had him on the line literally the minute that it was available. But I
Rob
want to
Pelinka don't got enough kneecaps to make that move.
Rob, yo, not enough kneecaps is absolutely insane. Absolutely did. Hey, so yeah, that's my issue with Braun. We can move on back to basketball, but I mean football. But yeah, Braun is not the go to me. And the thing is, it's also I wish people would understand that it's generational. Our time and our age, we grew up on basketball, seeing Braun, seeing Kobe, seeing guys like that. People who are older than us, they're gonna tell you maybe Jordan's not the best, but maybe Wilt's the best, or whoever, whatever age group they're in. So it's gonna always change, and I'm fine with whoever thinking Braun is the greatest. I just know that if every person who says that they're the greatest, which has been Braun that we're talking about, if your pattern or chasing after the person that I consider the greatest, and Braun has said that all the time, I'm chasing after Jordan. I'm trying to get the 6 rings. I'm trying to get the MVPs like him. I'm trying. So if you're still chasing him, to me, he's the GOAT. And there's no other debate about it. I don't care how long he plays. He can play another 5 years and play with Bryson too. I don't care. Jordan's the best to me. Anyway.
There too. Like I love Kobe to death. 10 toes down. I can go over there right now and grab my Deuce 4 out the closet.
Mm-hmm.
I can show you 72 baby pictures of that 23-year-old. That boy the GOAT. I got listen. Name a player right now that can drop a shoe and ain't played in 30 years.
30.
And that shoe go almost like a rapper and go triple platinum right now.
Name a player who, when they do the top 75, come into an NBA ceremony. All the legends are there. I'm talking about, the logo. I'm talking about Magic. I'm talking about Bird.
He's the GOAT.
And then when this guy walks in, everything shuts down and all your goats go to him. Hey man, I don't know. Michael Jeffrey Jordan might be the GOAT until otherwise. I don't know. We'll see what Wemby got. We'll see what Ant can do. But listen,
they got big shoes to fill, bro.
Huge shoes to fill. But somebody's gonna do. Everything's made to be broken. It'll happen.
Meant to be broken.
It'll happen.
The question is, will we see it? That's kind of where we at with that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I know you don't want to hear this, and I'm gonna toot my little Celtics horn real quick, just 30 seconds. Jason Tatum. Christopher Tatum.
With his fake Kobe text.
It's not fake. He loves him just as much as you did. He wanted to be a Laker. Don't do that. Jason Christopher Tatum.
When he become a Laker, then we can holler at him.
Don't make me personal out in front of these folks, man. Don't make me do that in front of these people. These good people did not sign up.
When he become a Laker, we can talk about it.
You know how we do about the Celtics Lakers. I tell you what, though. We on this quest. We'll see you. We'll see you down the road. We'll see who's still standing in June, my boy. We'll see who's still
Who gonna
standing
be
in
cheering?
June.
Is LeBron gonna be obvious like trade deadline pass?
Yeah.
So you won't be seeing me in June.
Oh, I mean, that's still your
You'll be
team,
seeing the
right?
little Lakers.
You
That's the
you have
GM team.
you halfway. You a halfway fan. Dang, I ain't know
I
that.
told you I'm not cheering for that old nigga.
I thought you was just popping stuff. You really meant that.
I'm
Okay.
dead serious.
All right. All right. Well,
Him and his bubble ring can get the hell on.
nah, I do agree with that. That bubble ring was some fugazi, but anyway, yeah, Jason Christopher
Yeah.
Tatum might be. People don't want to acknowledge it.
I ain't got no
but
hate. I ain't got no hate for Jason Tatum though. No bullshit. No bullshit.
People, the only reason he isn't getting more, what he's doing on our team, what he has done to change his game. I just have to say this. I respect Shea Gilgeous, SGA. He definitely, to me, is the MVP of the season so far. I would be surprised if he doesn't win it. But what Jason Tatum is doing and configuring his game to make everyone else better, his points have dropped, his average, but everything else has gone up. And that only happens because he gets triple teamed and double teamed every trip. And he makes the right reads. So I just want to say, hey, shout out to him. I'm glad we got him and not stuck with that old man.
Facts. But man, we headed into this 2025 season, man. Looking at the opportunity to do something that a lot of great teams have done. You know what I mean? Um, obviously the Patriots, obviously the Chiefs, obviously the San Francisco back in the day. I'm not sure if Dallas is a part of it, but I think Dallas might even be close to a back-to-back. They might have had like one, then missed one, then won one. I think they got a year missing in between, but just winning, I'll say 2 out of 3 years. Got opportunity to do something great. In your opinion, what do you think? What do you think is if there is anything? What do you think is missing from the fray, the flock, the nest?
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have watched this last Super Bowl so often that I'm still kind of in that mind frame. That switch from this season to what we need for next season, what it could possibly look like, doesn't happen for me until around the draft. So a couple more weeks. But if I had to say anything, I feel like it's going to be locker room chemistry. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of the core guys, a lot of the starters, a lot of the young guys that made great impacts on the team, like, of course, obviously Coop, like Quinyon. I mean, we're set at corner. We're set pretty much at safety. We've got what we need on the defensive line. Obviously, the old offensive line is good. So I don't know personnel wise. Like, obviously, there's some plug and play places that we could get better at, and I think Howard will address those. But honestly, to me, what's stopping it is chemistry, because I don't, even though I respect Jalen, I love Jalen, I'm glad he's our quarterback. I don't know if enough guys have said to me, or I have said out loud rather, that he is a tone setter in that way, or that that's one of his biggest strengths. And I did notice that even though I was upset with how CJ Gardner Johnson left, and then I was kind of like iffy when he came back, his personality type and how he galvanizes the guys, and all the guys talking about him when they do like interviews with the players and fun little videos, his name constantly came up about the player that you had the most fun with, or the player that makes the room have fun, or just feels like a good time. So I feel like that gelling agent, because now BG is gone too. So now it's just Lane as the old pillar. There's not really a continuation in that I see, but Brandon did say on this interview that he feels like the guys behind him that he has helped bring up. It was Josh, but obviously Josh is sweaty's gone. But just those guys like that were in the room with him, he conceded some of his talking time or thoughts on things because he wanted them to step up and be leaders. And so we do have some guys in the room, but that personality that kind of lightens things up, but can also be a dog. I feel like I need to see who that's going to emerge and be. I think it could be N'Kobe. But I don't know. I think that's the only thing we missing for real. What do you think?
Um, I had if I say something was missing from the team moving forward, I do kind of agree with you, right? But I'm not saying like I think offensively our leadership is cool. Our leadership is going to be solidified. I think you brought it up, Jalen Hurts, Saquon, AJ. Those guys can keep you locked in. But me being a football player, like yeah, the offensive player can get me in my y'all got to go do it, but the guys around me is what really galvanizes me to go do it. You know what I mean? To really go get it gritty. You know what I mean? Really get in the depths of what's going on. And I agree, like the Brandon Graham, but I don't agree that it's 100% N'Kobe because N'Kobe is gonna miss a significant amount of time. So I think
Mm-hmm.
starting this season, um, I think I need first. I think Jordan Davis is a pivotal part of the leadership in this room because he made a couple quotes. People looked over it in a sense of how he said it, but he said when Fletch left the room, I know you said they had problems with him, but when your OG leave the room and he said, hey, younger, I need you to do what I need you to do. He putting that on you. You know what I mean? And I think him, I think Nolan, and I think Reed. I think those guys together combined are going to lead. I know Zach Bond gonna play a part, but like I'm talking about long term solutions. I
Mm-hmm.
don't I don't I think Zach Bond obviously he has a deal. He's gonna be here for multiple seasons moving forward, but he's also 28. We know what happens when you turn 30, 31. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
People start moving on. So I'm looking at more the Brandon Graham leader, not the I'm leading for this season or I'm leading for 2 seasons or 3 seasons. I'm saying the guy that's gonna lead from the time his torch is sparked until the time he put his flame out. Nobody put it out for him, you know what I mean? And that's why I say I think it's Nolan, I think it's Jordan, I think Reed, you know what I mean? I think those three guys um have a big role. But I think the biggest role is Jordan Davis. I think because to me, he's the guy that if you really want to be real serious. We at that point where he's the Brandon Graham. People are saying cut him. People are saying move on. People are saying he's the bust. We reached, and now it's his time to be like, make it or break it. And I think he's gonna step into the shoes and be like, this is my team. Because everybody, like, it was like, it's funny. Milton Williams get traded, and everybody's like, oh, Moro Jomo ready to play those snaps. Like, okay, I like Moro Jomo, but y'all don't think Jordan Davis that just lit a fire under him? What just happened with Milt? Like, I don't
Mm.
want to be. I don't want to the season. Opportunity to be. I don't think Jordan Davis want that. And I think he want to be with his guys. I think he want to be with his brothers. And I think him being a leader, him being able to step into the shoes and really play his role is pivotal this year. And I think um, until N'Kobe come back, I agree with you on the N'Kobe part. But I think the first 5 or 6 weeks, N'Kobe gonna be on the sideline. Yeah, it's good to be a leader, but it ain't nothing like me and you putting our hand in the dirt together and go really getting dirty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think a bit to really get a fast start, to really get through the groove. Guys is, you know what I mean, to me, outside of the Kobe Dean, who everybody knows I'm gonna stand. I think it's Jordan Davis, man. I think it's Jordan Davis. I got I actually got a Jordan Davis jersey. Don't tell nobody though.
You probably one of the 7 people outside of his family. And I mess with Jordan Davis. Like for real, I like Jordan Davis. I'm just joking for real. I really do like Jordan Davis. I think he's a special talent. Clearly, he's great at football. But yeah, it felt like with Jalen Carter coming in, the next year and him making the splash that he did, just being the type of player he is. He's a game wrecker. Like, it's undeniable.
What if I
Abdul
told you?
Carter type stuff.
What if I told you Jalen Carter got brought in because Jordan Davis was here?
And that is, I'm sure, true because, they have that relationship. I get it. But I'm saying with him, just strictly football stuff, his coming in and wrecking as
Oh,
soon as he
killed the
it
love
did
that people
I'm
have for
saying,
Jordan.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
You're right. Because a lot of people was like, "Oh, Jordan Davis, year 2, like with Ndamukong and Sue and Linval gone, he gonna
Mm-hmm.
have a breakout." And then we drafted
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Carter and was like, "Oh my
And
God, we
Jalen
got the
Carter
best
came
player in
in
the draft."
and then he came in and delivered. That's the crazy thing. So it wasn't like Jordan isn't good. It's just this guy's better. And it is what it is. But I do agree that I think Jordan can do it, and I do hope it lit a fire under him. I do hope that. But yeah.
I think it do. Like as a player, like coming from like a SEC team like that, where you used to winning, where you used to being kind of like not not saying like he was at Georgia, he was the guy. He was at least guy too.
Mm-hmm.
Like you almost what they were talking about Zach Bond, Milton Williams, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Quinion, Coop. I mean, C.J. Gardner Johnson, Reed Blankenship. Like you was at Jalen Hunt. Like everybody has kind of like stepped in and said Jordan Davis don't get shine. And I really believe it lit a fire. And if it didn't, then I'll be wrong. You know what I mean? But I think like he got to be out. And not saying like he out to like, oh, I'm trying to have a Jalen Carter season or something like. I just like even in that moment, didn't he get a sack? Like in this, he got a
He
sack in
did.
the
He got a
Super Bowl.
sack. Mm-hmm.
Just those moments, I think he gonna push himself to have those moments more often. Like I think he could be that player. I think a lot of the situation was he can't. First off, when he came in heavy, and they
Yeah,
let him
he's
get heavier.
yes.
And I really do think 2023, the year y'all watched him chase down Josh Allen, at some point in that season, he was 400 pounds. I really do believe that.
They
I
was reporting him at under 400 though, man.
That's what. But listen, okay, look, this the thing. This is why I said it, JB. Okay, you told me in 2022 he had lost 50 pounds coming into the season. He was down to 350. He was down to 325. He had lost 50 pounds. Coming into 2023, you told me he lost 75 pounds and he was 300.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Okay.
So where did he gain the extra?
The
I think
extra 50.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying like the whole season, but I think at some point in between September and January, he gained some weight. He was a little
Mm-hmm.
bit over what they had reported. But this is the thing, JB. You don't you after that initial weigh in, you don't re-weigh in. The weight that's listed is the weight that they put out. So
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, so obviously they get weighed multiple times throughout the season and the weeks or whatever. When what's on his wiki or whatever's on their website, that's the initial weigh in, you're right. But when they have it's something I was seeing. I can't remember what it was. I'll have to look it up. But anyway, it was just basically saying that they you can see their weights as they weigh in. It was on some website. And it wasn't every day or every practice. It was like weekly or something. And what they were reporting, it was like from an official website from the Eagles. It was that he was under it. But anyway, that's not the point. The point
get
is, you're
that port
right.
up on that thing.
He he's he's lost weight. He's lost weight though, because when he did this season, when we were going through the playoffs, I can't remember which game after it was, but they had him dancing in his little white shirt and they was pulling his collar up in the back. And I was like, oh, he's lost weight. He's in shape. So I hope he's taken that and carried it into this offseason because he did. I hate when people say this, but this is really true for him. He has all the intangibles. He
Mhm.
he can go out there and completely dominate a game if he chose to. He just needs to do it.
I think it's like putting it together though. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, yeah, that's what I
'cause
mean.
okay. You understand where I'm going with this. You ever had somebody like tell you like, oh, Ray Allen would have been a better shooter if he got more threes, or um, Terrell Davis would have had more than 2,000 yards if he didn't have John Elway. Like it's like that to me. Like he was
Yeah.
taught a way to do things for so long because he was the biggest guy in the room. Like you said, they did report him under 400, but he's been the big husky guy since probably sixth, seventh grade.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as far as refining his skills, they probably didn't. Like, let's be honest. If you had a dude that was just one hand tossing dudes and really wrecking the game, you're not gonna really go out there and say, "Hey, you need to get better." You're gonna be like, "Hey, keep dominating."
Mm-hmm.
He been doing that since like sixth grade. He said he even said himself, he's been the stand like the guy that stands out in the football picture since he was 12.
That's crazy.
So it's like, imagine what he was doing his whole life, and now somebody's finally saying, "Hey, Jordan, this isn't the best you offer. This isn't it. Let's get in shape. Let's lose some weight. So now we can maybe get some speed behind your rush. We can move the power into your legs, into your arms instead of just being in your belly.
Yeah.
Let's really turn you into a physical specimen, which I know you can be because I watched you chase down Josh Allen, bruh.
Yo, that's still crazy. I still can't believe that. Like literally chased him down.
So I think it's that I think it's a this might be that year where he like you like, oh, Jordan Davis really got something.
And if it's them two in the middle, if it's Jordan and Jalen in the middle, they already was double teaming Jalen. Already
Well,
holding.
they Jordan Davis going to field. You already know how that goes.
It's a wrap.
You one on one him. You see he destroying people.
There's only one offensive lineman, I think, outside of whoever's on our offensive line that could stop him one on one. And
the only reason I don't know, but hold on, I don't know if Lane could stop him in the middle though.
no, I don't think Lane can stop him in the middle, but I think our offensive line and how Coach Stoutland teaches them, they would have.
They're gonna double Jordan Davis and take him to the sideline.
Yeah.
Hello.
No, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. I think there's only one player for real currently in the NFL on a team that could stop him or at least give him fits one on one. Yeah, there's just not too many. So yeah, I hope he takes good direction. I hope he's training. I hope he knows that he's a valuable member of this team, man. His money and his money and his dreams are all in his hands, or rather in what he doesn't put in his mouth. Seriously.
Hey, I think he more serious than Zion.
And that's dangerous because
dude ain't serious at all.
At all. And that's what's crazy about Zion, man. Like you eating just like Shaq ate his way out of at least 2 more championships. Shaq did. And to watch a guy that be that explosive and that good and eat his way out of 2 championships, and for Zion to not even have sniffed really the playoffs, and you just, I mean, I don't get it. I don't know. I'm also not an elite athlete. I eat what I want, so I can't, I'm not judging necessarily, but it doesn't make sense to me to work that hard to get to a level and then not be able to do that.
Though. It's about
he's gaining weight, so it has
but
to be.
It's the second part. Yeah, you're gonna eat. What about the discipline to go get in the gym after you doing all that? Not go sit on the couch, kick your feet up, drink a milkshake, and play video games. Like that's what I really feel like Zion be doing, sis. I feel like that man.
He clearly is out here making kids, yeah. So he's not
with the look. He like an altered, huh?
He likes a Kardashian variant.
He like them altered.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yes. Listen, why are we talking about this, man?
because NFL season is slow and people are. No. It's 73 people in here and they want some good entertainment and they ain't left yet.
All right, well, what up to all 73 of y'all? Shout out to y'all.
They ain't left yet. They said shit. This kind of funny and entertaining. Okay.
Hey, but he do. Hey, Zion has a type and I do too, but it ain't that.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Altered or not, you know what I mean? Whatever you like, it's on you. You're a grown man. But Mariah Mills is that's insane.
That's a hey, Smitty, I ain't gonna hold you, Smitty. Hey, Smitty, look me dead in my eyes when I say this, bro. I need you to look me in the. Hey, that's a choice. You feel me? Like that's a. I'm gonna get
Woo!
sushi from the gas station choice. You know what I mean? Like that's a. Hey, fuck it. I don't.
You might have gave the sushi, not even sushi from the side of the street.
Hey man.
You
Hey,
caught Buddy in
man.
front of the gas station. He pulled out his jacket.
And the thing is, her Carfax are out there, so it's
Out
like
there.
you had to know it's
Public knowledge.
She's a walking. You know, it is what it is with her. I don't want to be disparaging. You know, respect to all the women, but it is what it is with her. Yeah. Anyway, when you eating yourself out of contracts and money and championship potentials and playoffs and endorsements, it's obviously mental, and I get that. But at the same time, if you've worked, I've never played a sport. I mean, I have talents, right? Everybody does. I sing, but that doesn't require me to be small or big. It just requires me to take care of my voice, drink water, you know, exercise, whatever I do. But when you're an athlete, I would imagine that if you've been doing something at a high level and the best for however long, and then you go to the professional side, and now not only am I doing it, I've made it. This is my dream, I would assume. All I have to do now is just use the best resources. I can get a chef. I can eat right and have the tasty foods. To me, it's like, okay, well then why aren't you doing what you need to do to make this happen? I don't understand.
Yeah,
So
he might have a chef.
I hope Jordan.
That chef ain't eating. That chef is chefing.
That chef is making all the brunch spot specials, the henny wings and
You say you want what? You say you want the honey hot chicken wings with the nah.
Let me get an extra waffle and a lobster. Thank you. Yes, that chef is chefing. But yeah, God bless Zion. God bless everybody. Food is great. So, but I feel like being a champ is greater, I would think. So I hope Jordan is taking it serious and realizing his potential because we need him.
I think he's ready, man. But listen, we at the hour 37-minute mark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got some plans and I'm trying to get some things together. So this show might be just a little shorter than next week, but I think I might have JB back one more time, man. We gonna, you know what I mean? I got some, you know what I mean? You might,
okay.
I'm gonna give her some homework, so you know what I mean. I don't just blindside her. I don't want her up here like, cause JB too bold. She'll be like, you know what, Smitty? I'm gonna keep it real. I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm gonna make sure she on game. So I mean, we come back, but I'm gonna bring might bring a couple friends with me. You know what I mean?
Hey, Chad, can you also tell Smitty to text back in an appropriate time? Smitty, you are like the second worst texter ever.
Nah, bro, I'm like third, cuz.
What's worse is you have your read receipts on, so I can see that you saw it.
But I was like, listen, when you text me, I was like in between like getting off work, getting home, like all that at once. So I seen the message. I was like, matter of fact, you really want to know what's bad? I text the answer to the question, and then I was like, thought I hit the button, closed my phone, right, put it in my pocket. I said, JB ain't answer back. It had been a couple. It had been like 35, 45 minutes. Put my phone back. Oh shit, I ain't respond.
And if you know anything about me, I don't keep notification, baby. If I answer, so yeah.
I have my read receipts on for a reason, so you could.
I ain't judging. I ain't judging.
So when I don't respond, somebody can be like, "Hey, hey, bro,
yeah,
bro, you didn't respond, bro." And now I can either say I meant to not respond, or my bad.
Well, you know what you're doing now. Now what you're doing is you're gonna put it in my head that if I text you and you don't text me back, oh, he want me to know. He want me to know he ain't texting me back.
Nah, man, but listen. You said I'm the worst. Never mind. I ain't gonna do my sister like that on national TV.
Oh yeah, don't do that to nobody. Don't do that.
She know who she is, and she knows she horrible at texting back.
Well, you horrible together, then.
She worse than me.
I don't know.
Listen. I will accept that I am bad. I will even put myself in the top 3. I will do that. You know what I mean? Top 3 for sure. Somebody got me beat.
Uh, all right. I don't know who that
And
is.
look, they confess it in.
I just saw in the
They
chat.
confess it. I didn't even say they name.
A hit,
I
a
didn't say
hit
they name.
dog will holler, won't it?
Huh.
That squeaky wheel. Ooh-wee.
Look what she said.
Ooh-wee.
I'm deaf number one. I'm simply the worst. Bro, I done hit Ash. Listen,
Get better,
I
Miss
hit
Ash. Get
nah.
better, please.
I hit Ash up one day, right? I forgot what I hit her about. It was like probably like early in the morning. Ash hit me back like 3 days later. Like, I just
3
seen this.
days.
She like, I just seen this. I ain't get the notification or nothing. I said, I don't even know what I hit you up for. I don't even remember. And it was like I think it was like I wanted to ask her like an idea for a show to see like, you know what I mean, just run it by her just to see what she thought.
Yeah.
When she responded back, I think I had to capitalize on the idea and move forward.
you done already executed the plan.
I done invested, executed, and then got the synopsis of the analytic points off of it already before she did that shit.
Hey, I don't know you, Miss Ash, so this ain't no harm. Just coming from one person to another. Please do, but you got to do better than 3 days.
Nah,
you
that's my
got to
sister.
do better than 3 days though. Like that's
That's my
ridiculous.
sister.
But yeah, I'm happy to
Hey,
come
bro, if one
back.
person
Yeah.
been supporting me through this drive, dog, it's Ash though. That's my
That's
dog.
what's up. Salute.
For sure.
Salute.
But hey, man, we gonna get up out of here, man. Listen, next week tap in. I ain't gonna tell you a day. Because it could be Thursday. I want to do Wednesday, but I think the person that I want to bring on is not free until Thursday. Probably do it Thursday, 7:30, right here, live. Get into some nitty gritty, and then the following week, the following Friday. So Friday, possibly got something coming up big. I told Ash about it. I'm gonna tell JB about it in just a second. Major, if it happened, major,
All right.
rocket ship. Feel me? Rocket
Let's
ship.
go. Let's
Then the
go.
following week, Boss Cowboy, me, LB, a crew of us, we gonna go to Draft Wars. It's gonna go up. Hey, my boy Jason, y'all seen him on here. You was on here with him, JB, I think. He gonna be back. You know what I mean? We up, man. Listen, the rest of the off season ain't gonna be no drive almost for 41-33, man. We up.
Let's go. Let's go.
Tap in, stay live. JB, give us the last words. We're gonna get up out of here.
Hey, just happy to be here, saying what's up to the people. Shout out to all of y'all for the love. Thank you, Smitty, for inviting me on. Let me say my one too about the most perfect eagle we've ever had in our whole history of the team. And yeah, I'm happy to come back whenever and chop it up with you guys and fly Eagles fly.
So I gotta tell JB that good news when we get off. Stay.
Let's go.
Hold on.
I got
y'all,
you.
We out, man. We'll see y'all next week. 7:30. Wednesday, Thursday, one of those days. I mean, we tapped in. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. We'll be back.
Yo, Philly fam, I'm back.